What's going on, everyone? So, the Oklahoma City Thunder are interested in Cam Johnson per reports. And before I dive into this video, any player in the league, pick it, doesn't matter. If the Oklahoma City Thunder want them, they could go get them. They have more first round picks than every team combined. Their treasure trove is insane. Their chest is so full that first round picks are just falling out of it, right? They have the young players, the talent, they have salary cap space. They literally have everything that they need to go make a move and make a big splash to put them into contention if they want. But like I've talked about with the Thunder, they need to remain patient. We have seen a lot of teams over the years think that they're close and go get this guy or that guy, and it ruins what they want to do. Example, there are talks about Jimmy Butler to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Absolutely not. Did a whole video breaking that down, and I even said in that video, the Thunder need to stay as far away from that as possible, right? I love Jimmy. Jimmy would be absolutely tough and insane on the Thunder, but they're on the path. Stick to the path. Stay the course. Wait and find the right moves, the right value trades, the right pieces that kind of give you that collective jump. And Cam Johnson is one of those moves. Cam Johnson makes an insane amount of sense for the Thunder team. Question is, what do they give up in order to get Cam Johnson? Cam Johnson's 28, so you'd still have him for 5+ years. Good, physical, sizable forward that's versatile, could play the 3, play the 4, give you different looks. He's having a ridiculous season. He is having a career year for the Brooklyn Nets. Got to imagine there'd be potentially some regression playing alongside SGA and Chet Holmgren. When he gets healthy, are they able to keep J-Dub, right? We'll see kind of how that plays out. But, I mean, if you can find any path to getting Cam Johnson, I think if you're the Thunder, you have to do it, right? I think he makes a ton of sense for that team slotted in. I think you'd be tough. Again, you'd be deep. You'd be versatile, right? He's not on some insane, ridiculous salary. Now, it is $27 million you'd have to send out just through incentives. I believe he has incentives in his contract. So you have to send out the equivalent of $27 million, I think is how it works. But that might just be for apron teams, right? So the Thunder might not have to do the same. Thunder have the cap space. They might be able to just do the $22 million. But point is that there are incentives and stuff that bolster his contract to $27 million. But again, the Thunder are fine. They're in that shape. But Cam Johnson, the biggest knock on Cam Johnson is just his injury history, his injury issues, right? Can the guy stay healthy? But if he can stay healthy, the guy is insane. 6'8", versatile, power forward, small forward type guy that can just give you so many different looks, so many different just upgrades in so many ways. But you look at this season, 26 games thus far. In those 26 games, he's averaging 32.6 minutes per game on 12.7 attempts. He is shooting 49% from the floor on 7.6 attempts from three-point range. He's shooting 43% from three. He's shooting 57.5% from two-point range on 5.2 attempts. He has an EFG of 61.8%. Which is the highest of his career. Free throw line, he is shooting 87.4% on 4 attempts per game. He's averaging 4.5 rebounds, which he is a career 4 rebound a game guy. 3 assists, a steal, half a block, and 19.2 points per game on 12.7 shots. So basically, let's call it 13 shots. That would be excellent, right? To be able to come and essentially bring in, even if he just comes in and gives you kind of the 14, 15 points a game. Another advantage that you would have by getting a Cam Johnson is, yes, he's playing a bigger role and he's kind of the guy in a lot of ways on Brooklyn. He also is comfortable and familiar with being the fourth option, right? When he was on a team like the Phoenix Suns, where he had, Chris Paul and Devin Booker and Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, right? And DeAndre Ayton, right? He was coming off the bench, right? He was limited and options and field goal attempts and all that stuff. So he's a guy that I do think could come in and plug in, because you see a lot of times like guys, they're the guy or they're second or whatever, and then you're asking them to come in and kind of play a role and they just can't, or they can't adjust. It's a little awkward or it's a little clunky. No, like the role that he would be ideal in with the with the Oklahoma City Thunder, alongside again SGA, Chet Holmgren, and a J-Dub, is the role that he played with Phoenix. So I think it would just be naturally be able to just plug right back into that, be that versatile defensive wing. Thunder are already the best defensive team in the league, right? Like they already are insane out on the perimeter, and they have Alex Caruso and Hartenstein and all that stuff. They are in excellent shape to go and make this move, and really kind of like, these are the kind of moves I want to see the Thunder make. Not these big, insane, like, oh, let's go get a Jimmy Butler. Let's go get a Zach LaVine. Let's go get, no, like, again, stay the course. You have a clear path. You have a clear direction. You are there, right? Through the natural progression, Chet evolving and continue to grow as a player, J-Dub continue evolving and growing as a player, Dort and all these guys. You're there. You're only going to get better. But if you can get those guys that make sense and don't take away from SGA and don't take away from, a Chet Holmgren, right? A guy like a Cam Johnson. Question is, who do they give up to go get him, right? And his, let's call it $23 million, right? Just to be safe. Well, got a couple options, right? I don't think that they would trade Jay, because the beauty of OKC is, like I said, they have the picks. So they could even overpay on picks in order to not have to give up one of their key guys, right? Because ideally, you want to keep J-Dub, you want to keep a SGA, and you want to keep your Chet Holmgren, right? Because then easily you could just go something like, when everyone's healthy, you could just go with, you could go big if you wanted to with like Hartenstein, Chet, Cam, J-Dub, and SGA. Or you could go like SGA, Caruso, Cam, or J-Dub, and a Chet Holmgren, right? Like, yeah, you could do that. Like, you just have so much versatility in your lineup and in your rotation. But my guess is you're probably looking at some type of other package, like Aaron Wiggins. You're probably throwing in, that's $10 million. Probably throwing in like the other, maybe Jalen Williams. You're throwing in like a Topic, right? Their draft pick, especially because Brooklyn's trying to tear it down, right? You kind of stack guys to get there. That's a possibility. I would imagine, do you give up like a Lou Dort, right? Because you got Caruso, right? You're going and getting a Cam Johnson, right? Like, you're not going to be able to trade 5, 6, 7 guys, even with the picks you have, to go get Cam Johnson. So you're going to have to give up something. And I would keep J-Dub. Lou Dort, like I said, you have guys that can come in and play that role. So do you do something like a Dort and a Aaron Wiggins? Or, do you do like a Carson Wallace and Aaron Wiggins and, Isaiah Joe or something? Right? Like, I don't know, right? You got to stat. You're probably sending out 2, 3 guys to go get him. But however you want to approach it, I think you have to go get him. If there's any chance that you can get Cam Johnson, you got to go get Cam Johnson, right? But you got to think, like, what do the Nets want if they're trading Cam Johnson? They're rebuilding. They're hitting the reset button. So you're going to want picks. Check. Right? Like, they could give the Brooklyn Nets literally 5 firsts for Cam Johnson and would still have the most assets in the league. Like, that's how insane it is, right? They have like a pick from like every team in the league. So there's that route. Then there's like we want young talent and players. Okay, so you're looking at kind of the young, so like Wiggins, young. Do you give up like a Carson Wallace, like I mentioned? So it's like, here's 2 young guys, right? Isaiah Joe, he's 25, so here's another guy. Right? Do you kind of go that route, or do you do, like I said, a Dort, who he's still young, come in, plug in, play the role for them defensively, kind of give you that two-way guy. Again, like Cam Johnson is better. Like if you turn Dort into Cam Johnson, like why wouldn't you do that? You do that all day, right? Like that to me would be the no-brainer. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. It's just, again, it's like what does it ultimately take to end up landing him is the question. If you can pull it off, I think you do it. Like this is the type of move you want to see the Thunder make. These are the type of things that could take them over the top and make them that contending team. And now they're in the NBA Finals. Because look, they're looking to like chase like Boston and stuff like that, right? Like you need a matchup against a Jason Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, right? So having that size, that length, that versatility, that would be nice, right? You have Alex Caruso and these guys to match up against Derek White and Drew Holiday and stuff, right? Like you're in good shape there. Carson Wallace getting after it defensively. So I just think it really boils down to, can you get a Cam Johnson? If you can get another like minor piece or something like that to kind of elevate, boom, you're there. Get a vet, get a guy that's been there, done that, was in a finals, right? Like I just think that value goes such a long way for them. I think it would just put them in such great shape, great position. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of Cam Johnson on the Oklahoma City Thunder? Do you think, it's not worth what you're going to have to give up for him, or not giving up any pieces? Like I said, as long as you can keep J-Dub, Holmgren, and SGA, who, like everything else, yes, obviously Thunder fans, I'm sure, would like Dort and all that. Cam Johnson is better than all of them. Right, like your front four would be insane, and you'd still be deep, and you'd still be talented. I said you could literally go SGA, Alex Caruso, J-Dub, Cam Johnson, and Chet Holmgren when you're healthy, or you go big with Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, Cam Johnson, J-Dub, and SGA, and then still have like Caruso and guys like that off the bench. Like, how much more do you need? Right, you just, especially once you get to playoff time, you only need 7-8 guys anyway. Like all the top teams, Denver was only like 6-7 guys, if that. Boston last year was only 6-7 guys, if that. The Thunder will be fine. But however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.